The lawyer looked up from the papers and said, "And to Maya, nothing. The estate is to be divided equally between Vanessa and Trevor." I sat frozen in that conference room while my siblings exchanged smug glances. Vanessa leaned over and whispered loud enough for everyone to hear. "Well, Grandma always rewarded the ones who actually made something of themselves." My chest tightened, not from grief, from rage, because they had no idea what was coming. My name is Maya. I'm 29 years old, and up until 6 months ago, I thought my family actually cared about me. I work as a medical billing coordinator, stable income, not flashy, nothing you'd brag about at a dinner party. I'm the middle child, the one who's easy to overlook. My older sister Vanessa is a real estate agent who posts every sale on Instagram like she just won an Oscar. My younger brother Trevor runs a startup that's never turned a profit, but somehow always gets family funding. I was the one who visited Grandma Rose every Sunday, helped her with groceries, drove her to doctor's appointments, sorted her medications, sat with her while she told stories about the old days. No one else showed up unless there was a holiday meal involved. Grandma Rose used to hold my hand and say, "You're the only one who sees me, sweetheart. I won't forget that." I believed her. I wasn't expecting millions, just something, a token, a sign I mattered. I wasn't rich or glamorous like Vanessa. I didn't have Trevor's charm or their parents' constant backup. But I had something they didn't expect. Discipline, patience, and a plan. If you've ever been pushed aside by family, subscribe right now and tell me where you're watching from. Because I always felt like the backup child, the dependable one no one celebrated. Grandma Rose was the only person who made me feel seen, and what my family didn't know was that while they were counting Grandma's money, I was building something they couldn't take away. The will reading happened 2 weeks after Grandma Rose's funeral. I arrived early, anxious but hopeful. Maybe she left me her ring, or her china set. Something small but meaningful. Vanessa and Trevor walked in together like they were attending a business gala. Trevor was wearing a Rolex I knew he couldn't afford. Vanessa was already on her phone talking about liquidating assets. The lawyer, Mr. Brennan, cleared his throat and started reading. "The house at 42 Maple Street goes to Vanessa Marie." Vanessa smiled. "The investment accounts, totaling approximately $140,000, go to Trevor James." Trevor nodded like he expected it. "The jewelry collection is to be split equally between Vanessa and Trevor." I sat there waiting for my name. Mr. Brennan adjusted his glasses, and Maya is to receive my gratitude for her companionship. Silence. Then Vanessa laughed. Actually laughed. Gratitude? That's sweet. Trevor leaned back in his chair. Guess Grandma knew who had the business sense. I tried to speak, but my voice cracked. She told me she wouldn't forget me. Vanessa's tone shifted to this mock sympathy voice that made my skin crawl. "Maybe she meant emotionally, Maya. You were always more about feelings than results." Mr. Brennan looked uncomfortable but said nothing. The meeting wrapped up in 10 minutes. Outside, I fumbled for my car keys. My hands were shaking. Then I heard Vanessa on her phone behind me. "Yeah, we're clear. Trevor and I are splitting everything." Maya got what she deserved. Nothing. She never contributed anything valuable anyway. I stood there frozen. She didn't even notice me. I drove home to my small rental apartment. 1 bedroom. Outdated kitchen. I sat on the floor and cried until my throat hurt. But then something shifted. I opened my laptop. Pulled up a folder I'd labeled Plan. Inside, a mortgage pre-approval letter. Saving spreadsheets. And a photo of a 1920s craftsman bungalow with a front porch and original hardwood floors. I'd been watching that house for months. I whispered to myself, "They think I need their money. They're wrong. 2 weeks later, I saw the Instagram photos. Vanessa had hosted a family investment dinner at some upscale steakhouse downtown. Everyone was there. My parents, my aunts and uncles, Trevor, all dressed up, smiling, toasting with wine. Everyone except me. The caption read, "Celebrating Grandma Rose's legacy with the people who honor it." I stared at my phone. I wasn't invited, wasn't even told it was happening. I texted my mom, "Was there a family dinner?" An hour later, she replied, "Oh, honey, it was just for the estate beneficiaries. You understand?" I stared at that message for a long time. I didn't reply. A month later, the family held a memorial garden dedication in Grandma Rose's name. I went. I thought maybe I could feel close to her one last time. The garden was beautiful. White roses, a stone bench with her name engraved on it. Everyone stood around talking about how much they missed her. During the reception, Aunt Carol's voice cut through the crowd. Loud, intentional. "It's so nice that Vanessa and Trevor can afford to keep Rose's memory alive. Some of us just don't have the means, you know?" She glanced directly at me. Vanessa jumped in. "Well, Grandma rewarded hard work. Maybe that's the lesson here." Trevor grinned. "Yeah, Maya, maybe it's time to level up. You're almost 30. Laughter rippled through the group. My throat tightened. I couldn't breathe. I excused myself to the bathroom and locked myself in a stall. I cried silently, the kind of crying where you can't make noise because you don't want anyone to know. I texted my best friend, Lena. "I can't do this anymore." She replied immediately, "Then don't. Show them who you really are." But the worst part came a month after that. Vanessa called me out of nowhere. "Hey sis, so I'm renovating Grandma's house to flip it. Could you help me pack up her stuff? I'm swamped with clients." I should have said no, but I was still grieving. I thought maybe this was a chance to reconnect, to be close to Grandma's things one last time. I spent an entire weekend sorting through her belongings, photos, letters, clothes that still smelled like her lavender perfume. It was emotionally exhausting. Vanessa showed up for 20 minutes, took a few photos for Instagram, posted one with the caption, "Honoring Grandma's legacy." Then she left. At the end of the weekend, she handed me a $25 coffee gift card. "For your trouble." I stared at it. "You're serious?" She shrugged. "What?" "I'm giving you something. Don't be ungrateful." I left without another word. In my car, I gripped the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turned white. I was done. Done being the doormat. Done begging for scraps of respect. What they didn't know was that I'd been saving aggressively for 3 years. Every single paycheck, 40% went straight into a high-yield savings account. No vacations, no new car. I meal prepped every week, bought clothes secondhand, tracked every dollar like my life depended on it. I'd been working with a financial advisor named Claudia since I was 26. She helped me build my credit, create a plan, get pre-approved for a mortgage. The house I wanted, that 1920s craftsman bungalow with the front porch and original hardwood floors, had been on the market twice. I missed it the first time. Couldn't get financing together fast enough, but it came back. Claudia told me, "You're in a better position now than most people twice your age. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise." But I had something else too. A handwritten letter from Grandma Rose, dated 6 months before she died. I found it tucked inside her old Bible when I was packing up the house for Vanessa. It said, "Maya, if anything happens to me, know that I wanted you to have the house, but your father insisted I change the will. He said Vanessa needed it more. I'm so sorry. You deserved better. I love you." I made a copy, put the original in a safety deposit box. I didn't know if it would hold up legally, but it was proof. Proof I wasn't imagining things. proof that I mattered. 3 weeks before closing, I met with Claudia one last time. She reviewed everything. "You're clear to close. The house is yours, Maya. Congratulations." I felt this rush of emotion, relief, pride, disbelief. I was actually doing it. Around the same time, Mrs. Howell reached out. She was Grandma Rose's best friend for 40 years, lived 2 doors down from her. "Maya, honey, I heard about the will. I need you to know your grandma didn't want that," she told me herself. She offered to write a statement confirming Grandma's wishes. "I can't get you the house back," she said, "but I can tell people the truth. You deserved better." I thanked her. I didn't plan to sue, but I kept the statement just in case. Meanwhile, the family group chat was blowing up. Trevor's investment startup just lost a major backer. He was asking Vanessa for a loan. Vanessa's house flip was stalling. The contractor bailed. She was hemorrhaging money on repairs. My parents were pressuring them to keep Grandma's assets intact. No one asked how I was doing. One evening, Vanessa drunk texted me, "You're so lucky you don't have to deal with all this estate stress. Honestly, you dodged a bullet, LOL." I screenshot it. Didn't reply. A week before closing, I drove by the bungalow one last time before it was officially mine. I pictured myself there. Morning coffee on the porch. A small garden in the back. A life I built. My phone buzzed. My mom. "Trevor's really struggling. Can you lend him $2,000? Family helps family?" I didn't even laugh. I just deleted the message. On closing day, Claudia handed me the keys. I sat in the empty living room of my new home and cried. Not from sadness, from relief. I texted Lena. "I did it." She replied, "I'm so proud of you. Now let them know." I decided to host a small housewarming, but I only invited people who actually supported me. Lena, Claudia, Mrs. Howell, a few close friends from work. I posted one photo on social media, me on the front porch, holding the keys. Caption, "Finally home." Within an hour, my phone exploded. Vanessa called. "Wait, you bought a house? How?" I kept my voice calm. "I saved. I planned. I worked. But you didn't get anything from Grandma. How could you afford this?" "Exactly. I didn't need her money. I earned it myself." Her tone turned bitter. "Well, good for you. Must be nice to have no responsibilities." I hung up. An hour later, my parents showed up unannounced. My dad said, "We saw your post. We just wanted to see the place." My mom added, "We didn't know you were that serious about buying." I stood on my porch, arms crossed. "You didn't ask. You didn't care." My dad tried to recover. "That's not fair, Maya. We've always supported you." "Really? Supported me? You told Mom I didn't need to be at the estate dinner. You asked me to lend Trevor money while I was living in a 1-bedroom rental. You watched them humiliate me and said nothing." My mom looked uncomfortable. "We thought you understood. Vanessa and Trevor had more financial need." I was in financial need. I just didn't beg. I didn't expect handouts. I built this on my own. Trevor pulled up in his leased Audi. He got out, looking around like he was inspecting the place. "Nice place, Maya. Did you get a loan from a boyfriend or something?" I laughed. Cold. Sharp. "No, Trevor. I got a loan from a bank, because I have good credit and a real job." "Okay, no need to be rude." "Rude? You told me to level up at Grandma's memorial. You laughed when I got nothing. And now you're surprised I did exactly that?" Vanessa arrived, clearly rattled. "Maya, if you had money, why didn't you help with Grandma's house repairs? I've been drowning in costs." I pulled out my phone, showed her the letter from Grandma Rose. "Because Grandma wanted me to have that house, Vanessa. But you and Dad convinced her to change the will. She wrote me this before she died." My father's face went pale. "Where did you get that?" "From Grandma's Bible, the one I packed up for Vanessa while she posed for Instagram." Silence. I continued, voice steady. I'm not mad about the money anymore. I'm grateful. Because it taught me I never needed any of you to succeed. I just needed to believe in myself. I stepped back toward my front door. You can leave now. This is my home, and you're not welcome unless you can treat me with actual respect. My mom tried to speak. I shut the door. Through the window, I watched them stand there for a moment, then slowly leave. That evening, I sat on my new porch with Lena, Mrs. Hal, and Claudia. We toasted with sparkling cider. Mrs. Hal said, "Rose would have been so proud of you." I smiled. I think she would. Over the next few weeks, my parents sent a few awkward texts. Vanessa unfollowed me on social media. Trevor didn't reach out at all. I didn't chase them. I was done performing for scraps of approval. I planted a small garden in the backyard. Roses, in honor of Grandma. I framed the letter and hung it in my hallway, a reminder that I was loved, even when it didn't show up in a will. One night, my mom called and actually apologized. "I didn't realize how much we hurt you. I'm sorry, Maya." It wasn't perfect, but it was something. I said, "I appreciate that, but I need time." She agreed. "I don't know if we'll ever truly repair things, but I know this. I don't need their approval anymore. I have a home, a life, a future I built with my own hands. For once, their silence didn't hurt me. It freed me. If this story hit home for you, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and drop a comment telling me where you're watching from. Seriously, I read every single one. Have you ever been left out by your own family? Or maybe you built something from nothing and proved people wrong? Share your story below. This community is built on real people with real struggles, and your voice matters here. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, someone who's been overlooked or underestimated, send them this video. Let's remind each other that we're stronger than we think. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next one.